Welcome back again, here with the Moody's in Colorado. It is Saturday, September the 2nd, 2023, and we are up in the Pingree Park area, and we're at the Emmeline Lake Trailhead here. And we're going to hike into the northern border of the Rocky Mountain National Park. We're going to head up to Emmeline Lake, and from there, we're going to try to see if we can get up to Comanche Peak. And Christine and I have hiked up the four-wheel drive road. It took us 11 minutes to get to this point and a half a mile. And we're heading towards Cirque Meadows. Here you can see spots along the Emmeline Lake Trail. It's damaged from the 2020 Cameron Peak fire. Now it's burnt on both sides. It looks like scorched earth here. And we've reached the Mummy Pass Trail split. To get to this split, it took us exactly 1 hour and 2.4 miles. And we have arrived to the Cirque Meadow Campground. And to get here, it took us 1 hour and 30 minutes and 3.4 miles. All right, that's what we want. Crossing the border. And we're about 100 feet down from the lake, not too much left. Climb up here and there's a little bit more. And there's the lake that rests underneath Emmeline. So we are definitely almost there. Take the trail up over to the lake. And we've made it. Here we are at Emmeline Lake. And it took us 3 hours and 3 minutes to get here and 6 miles. And we're eyeballing our route. It goes up through that gully somewhere. And at some point you gotta go up to the ridge and then walk it over to Comanche. And we took us about a 20-minute break at the lake. And now we're working our way around it. And there's where we came in on the other side of the lake, and we've been working our way around. And there's supposed to be some kind of drainage the path follows up for a while. That's what we're looking for. And I believe I found the water drainage here. You can hear it under the rocks right in front of me. So I'm gonna go around this rock right here and start following the water up. There's about how far we've come so far. And we've kept the water drainage to our left. As you can tell, you can't hear it because it's off to the left, a little further than it was earlier. And so far we're looking good. We've hit some grass patches. As the crow flies, we're less than a mile to Comanche. Just terrain is slow going. Close to the drainage water here again. I thought we might have went up that way, but if we're staying to the right of that drainage water, looks like we might be going up this way. It does look like from here, if that dude's going the right way, we're gonna cross and go up the grass right there and then cut over and up. Oh yeah, that's looking good. Yeah, we're definitely back on the right track. You can hear the water and the drainage to my left again. We're sitting right below 11,700, and I think the peak is 12,700 and like 2 feet. And I was just checking the GPS, and that formation right there, they have it named the Comanche Spire. Been doing a little bit of scrambling, a little bit of bear crawling, just class 2. But there's enough stable rock and grass patches. You can do little mini switchbacks or zigzags. It's just slow going because it's steep, but we're staying to the left of that rock and the ridge should be right over that top there. And we're still grinding our way up this slope. This is the final piece. Gathering my energy and knocking it out here. And we have finally made it up to the ridge. Our stats to get this far was 5 hours and 40 minutes and 7.5 miles. think we're going to go around this. I believe it's a false summit. My GPS does show the summit marker a little farther that way. And there's that dude in the orange shirt we saw earlier. And I believe we are finally looking at the final approach. That's Comanche Peak right there. We went around that first hump. We're gonna see if we can climb up here. All right, and to get to Comanche Peak, I've got us at 6 hours and 4 minutes and a total of 8 miles. There's looking back the way we came. That ridge walk. Yeah, check out the terrain coming up to Comanche from the Corral Creek trailhead side. It looks like a much gentler approach. There's Christine down there, stretching out in the grass. Gathering the energy for the long walk back.
Yes.
And we spent about 30 minutes under that peak right there. And we're going to slowly make our way back to the other 2 high points. We're going to pick one and finish out our break before we start heading back. And here's that tall point we passed initially when we were first coming up the ridge. We headed back here to finish out our break. We were on that far high point, and now we're going to chill here for another 20 or 30 minutes. We're going to get about an hour break total here up top, and then we're going to start heading back the way we came up. There's Emmeline Lake down there. Well, it's about 1 in the afternoon, so it's starting to get late. We've had about an hour break up here gathering our energy because we've got a long way back. Thankfully, it's all downhill. There's a giant muscled white goat up there. And here's about where we came up. So that's where we're going down. Be right down here. See, lots of stable rock, but then you get stuff like this. There's where I was sliding down, and I didn't encounter that on the way up because look, the grass was over on this side. And there's our main path going up and down. Looks like we're going to go down here and then turn and follow that drainage ditch back to that side of the lake. And check out the size of these boulders down here, getting a little bit closer to the lake. They're gigantic. I have the drainage to my right now on the way down, so far so good. Yeah, this route is just slow going. And we're finally off the rocks and back down here to Emmeline Lake. And it took us an hour and 40 minutes about to get down from Comanche Peak back down here to the lake. And our total stats for the day are 8 hours and 44 minutes and 9.9 miles. Circling back around the lake, and we've rejoined the trail system. And we just got around and we're leaving Emmeline Lake. And I think the proper name for this lake down here, it's Cirque Lake. We are leaving the Comanche Peak Wilderness and are back into the Roosevelt National Forest. And we just returned to Cirque Meadows Campground. Our stats to get there was 10 hours and 6 minutes and 12.6 miles. We have returned to the Mummy Pass Trail, Emmeline Lake Trail split, and it took us 10 hours and 26 minutes to get back here and 13.55 miles. The aspens are still vividly green here on September the 2nd. And we're sitting around 9,300 feet. I remember this from this morning. Well, we got one more split and then the upper trailhead. There's our next landmark, the Sky Ranch Trail split. And we have returned to the four-wheel drive trailhead parking lot area. Stats to get here, we are sitting at 11 hours and 5 minutes and 15.4 miles. And we are done with the hike and glad to be back in the car. And I forgot at the top, boom, Comanche Peaks in the books. And that was a tough one. Yeah. And I know a lot of our hikes are tough, but what I mean when I say that is, I think for this season, easily in the top 3. The only ones I could think, Snowdrift was tougher. And this one rivaled Chief's Head. And I know Chief's Head was a little bit longer in time, more elevation gain, but this one, from Emmeline Lake up to Comanche Peak and back, it was the terrain. It was slow moving. You had stable rocks, big boulders. You had loose rocks, which I wasn't expecting in the Mummy Range. That's usually in the Never Summers. Comanche Peak, it took us 11 hours and 15 minutes with a total of 15.9 miles. And our total ascension for the day was 4,328 feet. We hope to see you guys on the next one.
Bye!